Okay, so after our last adventure, you four, Serin, Zayne, Glass, and Stromile.
This is the 5th session, folks.
I've
We've almost got the names down.
I got it.
Almost.
I accidentally pointed at Glass when I said Serin because his last name is Soren. Not confusing at all. But
You're welcome.
Wasn't on purpose.
Both of you.
just to do a little housekeeping, we do have a new player and for this session. Could become permanent. Could be only one time. We'll see how he does.
Could be dead by
He
the
might
end of
die.
the session.
Who knows?
Lovely.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Carl Wittenberg. I'm a student at CCZ along with Vlines. My character is named Nidianus. I'm a rogue, going for like assassin type build.
Okay.
Good
So-
luck with that name, by the way.
Yeah.
Nidianus.
Yeah.
Nadia, actually, I'll probably remember that one better now.
Yeah,
Soren,
and
Zayne.
I'm going to
Mine's
refer
an
to
easy
your
one.
character from now on as Natty Light, and that's going to be it.
Natty Light.
Dang, that's going to be hard not to say.
And he picked the right class because he does leave that bitter taste in your mouth. It's called poison.
Oh, there goes one sponsor.
Now we're
I'm
never
sorry,
gonna
Anheuser-Busch, if you ever thought of sponsoring us.
No.
We'll
Leave it
get Coors. That's what we'll do. We'll get Coors Brewing Company, and y'all can just sit and stew in your Clydesdale feces.
Choo choo. Choo choo.
All right. So it has been a week since the original 4 adventurers beat Duke Cobble, saving him from the Jahi, but unfortunately kind of killing him at the same time.
Kind of killing him.
Kind of.
He's only
Yeah.
kind of dead. No, I think he's pretty dead.
He's only mostly
It's
dead.
usually an either or. It's an A or B, and when it comes to that.
Although in D&D, that's kind of
He'll get better.
But he's totally dead.
Oh no, and I am not bringing it back.
He's only
No.
he's only mostly dead. He said to play. He said to play, which means to bluff.
We are all about the movie references.
I know, right?
And you're missing them all.
Pop
I-
culture.
I'm looking right at
I
you.
don't have a
It's
clue what you
nothing.
guys are doing. Yeah.
Really, Princess Bride?
Princess Bride.
He hasn't seen
It's the
any of the
miracle
good
worker.
movies.
glad nobody's looking
All
at me
right,
because I have no
we
idea.
might just have to suspend
Well,
gaming for
it's
a
not sports
night
related, so I don't
sometime
expect you
Just to
and
watch
actually sit and
Princess Bride.
watch some movies. Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I want to hang out with 5 other dudes and watch Princess Bride.
It
That's.
actually sounds like that'd be fun.
Can we get ice cream?
That actually
Can we do
sounds
that
really
next
fun.
week?
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that two of the players
As you
here are
wish.
under 21,
I mean, it's
we can
almost
play Princess Bride the drinking game.
it's almost inconceivable.
Is that where one person's drink is poisoned and you don't really know?
Right,
So,
yeah.
okay.
And you don't want to poison minors. That's the whole point.
Well, no, if I remember right, you like do a shot every time inconceivable is said. You do a you
keep
take
saying that
a-
word.
The film.
You take a drink every time as you wish is said, and there's a whole bunch. There's a bunch of rules. I don't know.
Do you get to take a shot every time someone throws a giant stuffed rat at someone? Because that's
Yes.
probably my favorite scene.
But you only get to take like 3 drinks in that one.
By the way, once you've seen that someone just threw the rat at him, you can't unsee that.
Right.
And it's my favorite thing now. 'cause it's like,
And then it's a cut scene to the person that's actually in the rat suit, and you can see the legs
Yes,
of the
you
person
can see
crawling
everything.
on the ground.
Wait, what about the Indigo Montoya spiel?
You mean Inigo Montoya?
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Inigo.
You killed my father.
That's not
Prepare
an
to
easy thing
die.
to say. I
Inigo?
forgive you.
Indigo? I thought it was
My name is
Indigo this
Inigo
entire-
Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. All right,
is
so
going great.
there is copyright infringement into an extreme right there. All right,
More sponsors going away.
yeah, no doubt. Okay,
Who knows? We might get Rob Reiner himself.
we could. It would be interesting. I doubt it. But
Very unlikely.
Technically, this
we
is
have
a
to
game.
have 4. We have to have more than 4 listeners first.
We could have someone come here to play a ranger, and I hear Rob Reiner's, he's available.
I considered it for a while, and I was like, nah, I prefer melee characters.
We already have kind of a foresty
Rangers
character.
can be
anyway.
melee.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know they can, but
All
I
right.
prefer dedicated.
So it has been a week since you took down Cobble. Ruth, Glass's mother, is now the Duchess of the Banks. She actually runs both sides of the banks that Swollen Point goes up and of the river that Swollen Point goes up and down. During that week, the four of you have noticed massive changes to the staff.
Are they wearing clothes now?
So yeah, for one thing.
Okay, that's a good start.
And if you remember right, I did say various stages of undress, so
Yes.
some of them were dressed.
I kind of pictured like a diaphanous clothing thing going on.
So you
That's
did
my
have
vocab word for the day.
a workforce that was nudists.
No, you had a sex cult, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
They were.
Which, if you're gonna join a cult, you could do worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
could
I mean,
very
you
much-
could join a cult about spider ladies.
Right, that too.
That's always.
Isn't that already the drow?
Well, they
Right.
did kind of bail us out during that last fight.
That's where
Well,
we're
sort of.
at right
They
now.
got a lot of themselves killed, and we accidentally. You killed a lot of them, Zayne.
First off, Zayne was doing work, and second of all, so you're saying
No, I
DM
didn't say that I was upset about it.
I'm just saying I was doing work. But so they have a dedicated uniform.
Yes, very much so now.
Yeah.
Good.
In fact, not only do they have a dedicated uniform, most of the staff of the keep that you are at now, which is, from what Baron Fitzstephen says, it's your home base. Most of the staff of this keep, guards, anything, have a specific gender too. They are all female.
Oh, okay. I was like, as opposed to, like, they just kind of change it every once in a while.
It's like those bugs that can change.
Yeah,
depending
or
on-
like a clownfish.
The
That's
drow
what-
that were in the temple have basically abandoned the temple for the keep.
Man, this.
And you now see banners and everything around the keep now pay homage to Lolth.
Do we get a banner?
That'd be cool.
I really feel like we should be getting some recognition here. I mean, we did do
At least a
lot.
high five.
Well, you were told by Baron Fitzstevens,
$12 and a high five.
you get that cold out of the way. Sure, I'll get you a banner. So,
Very
like I said, it has
tasteful.
been a week. You guys have
character
rested.
development.
You are completely out from underneath mind control glass. It is gone.
Oh, that's good. That's
However,
relieving.
you have been researching the diadem that your mother is wearing.
Yeah.
Roll, yes, knowledge arcana.
That's
Oh, yeah.
you know that's really great. You're doing this solo and not asking
Roll
the
it
friggin'
again.
wizard to help you out.
Yes.
He's
just
also
not-
researching concussion.
That's it.
protocol.
That would be more of a medicine check.
Trying
I
to
got that.
figure
Yeah.
out, what he's not
That's a 20.
going to
Okay,
know
good.
later on in
That's
life,
why I
or
told you to roll it
remember
again.
quite
Yep.
soon.
All right. What you have researched and found out that this is, it is called the Diadem of the Mother, and it
makes
is
sense.
not a possessing artifact of any kind. What it is a direct connection to Lolth.
What?
My mom's got a spider lady in her head. That's worse than the new dad.
Are you sure? I
I'm-
think Spider Lady's way better than a Jahi.
He
Could be.
seemed pretty cool from what I heard. He
And
gave you your
listening
own.
underneath in the sewers.
Yeah, I mean he seemed nice. He gave you a good job. You kind of got. I mean you kind of did a poor job.
Yeah,
at
but
it.
You're the judge.
I didn't kill a single person.
You didn't injure a single
A
person.
Jahi possessed
Just
person is kind of
details.
like having Bacchus with bloodlust.
Oh.
So,
That'll do it.
with massive bloodlust. Or Dionysus, because Bacchus actually did have bloodlust.
He did.
Yeah. Dionysus with massive bloodlust.
Aren't
How's
they the
that?
same person?
Well, no.
Technically, no.
They actually are very, very different between.
Right. Dionysus, the actual Greek god, he was the god of wine, women, and song.
That's what I thought.
Whereas Bacchus, he was also the god of wine, women, and song. He was just a little darker because he was Roman.
Their parties.
Romans
well,
are dark.
And
other
he
reason
could
why they
never
call
find
it
his place.
Bacchanalia. You
Well,
know?
and he's
That means it's a
also
big deal.
a support character
That's
in
his
Smite.
second vocab word.
He is.
Yeah, that's my contribution to this
Oh.
conversation that I'm totally
What I
following.
forgot, by the way, before we get too far in, I forgot to have my daily visions right here, my favorite thing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
This is,
Why
what
don't
I
we
get
come,
that?
this is what I come to show for.
get those out of the way?
Yes, hey, this is my highlight. A 5 and a nat 20. Oh, I'm gonna bank that one somewhere special.
Probably a good idea. You're probably going to need
It's
it.
only my second nat 20.
That's
and
awesome.
It wasn't even a real roll. Well, it will be someday.
It
All
could
right.
be the biggest roll of the session.
So
And
we're
you
going to
get to
start
place
with
it.
Zayne, and we're going to go around the room and say what you have been doing. We'll get to you in a minute, Carl. But I want you guys to go around the room and what have you been doing for the last week?
It's been a week. my strength is still -1, so I have not been doing push-ups. I have not been in the gym. That's just, I've been more on a spiritual journey. So, because again, it was traveling in the sewers, a beholder-infested sewers, and not allowed to create light for myself was kind of scarring mentally for me. So I've been seeking out Paylor to kind of get in grips with what I've gone through.
So actually, you've been spending most of your time out of the keep and in Swollen Point.
If you remember, while I am a member of the
that
temple,
was not necessarily rhetorical. That was yes, you have been because
I see what you're
the
saying.
keep and the banks
Is Lolth.
are pretty much well run by Lolth at this point.
I do a lot of mobile meditation where I kind of wander around, just kind of taking in things.
Right, but you had been warned more than once
Exactly.
And she
not
was very nice
to
you.
kind of
She joked
flaunt
with us.
your religious status.
And
in the
the
banks.
holy symbol does stay tucked
They don't
underneath the
like
shirt
that.
Right.
constantly.
Or half-elves.
So basically, what I'm going to tell you, part of what you did, was you had free access to the libraries and whatever temples were in Swollen Point when it was in the area. Now, you usually only had about 3 hours a day to go there before it passed by the docks and you could no longer get off.
Right.
But there was a temple to Paylor there and everything else.
Yeah, and they
So-
had met us previously, so we were pretty
Right.
familiar. I also, and this is more of the eye-catching homework done, is I'm a big fan of both light and flame. That's where my strength comes from. And now, because of the spell Continual Flame, my shield is always 100% of the time wreathed in, and it's tasteful, by the way. It's not
course.
over the top.
It's not gaudy.
No, it reflects the inner character that I tried to represent, and but it wreathes my shield, and it's basically at night I have a continual torch around me, so I don't have to worry about being in the shadows for too long. But it does not give off heat. It does not burn. And if I'm ever asked to dim it down, I can do that basically by snapping my fingers. But I wouldn't do that in certain company because in churches and stuff, you don't want to make a lot of noise, so I would just...
Zayne, this
Silent
is
dinner.
Stromile here. Can I ask you a question on that?
This is
What do you want,
Stromile
a
here.
conference call?
Zayne, this is Stromile.
Just send me a text.
Zayne.
Jeez.
Zayne's not here right now. Please
Just
leave
send
a
me
message
a
right
magical
after this.
missive carried by a raven.
Anyhow,
I got your stroke.
Zayne, can you clap that thing on and off?
I can... yeah. You talking about making it visible versus invisible?
Yeah. Clap on.
Yeah.
Clap
Oh, it's not... it's more of a... It's more of
The
a...
clapper.
No, it's more of a wave. I have to do the whole Jedi mind
That's
wave
awesome.
thing.
Oh, that's great because no one will hear it.
This
That's the whole point.
this flame is not yours.
It's a good
That's
thing
right.
we're not working in an audio
This is not the
medium
flame
or
you are
anything.
looking for.
Well, usually if I were a veteran of the podcast environment, I would probably specify verbally that I turned the flame off.
You mean flame on, flame off? Because that is another lawsuit
That's
coming
right.
Yes,
your
it
way.
is. Yes,
Which is
it is.
why I will not say that.
And Marvel being owned by Disney now, they're trying to sue
You guys
at
have to remember though. The most recent movie in practically every Fantastic Four movie was god awful.
And there goes another sponsor. Okay then.
We're so
Prove me
sorry for
wrong.
him, Fox.
Prove me wrong.
Who needs
Sony,
Disney's
it was
money?
Sony.
And that's basically, I like showing off. It's not really a new shield. It's the exact same shield I've been using. But
Okay.
yeah, it has the flame on it. And so it's always, my light has my back because I wear the shield on my back. That's where that comes from. And
Makes a nice big target.
it really does. Which, if you're going to hit part of me, please hit the shield. That would be preferable. And other than that, that's really all I know. Maybe the DM maybe he has more plans of what I should have been doing.
No, that's
Are you
good.
asking to be railroaded right now?
I'm making sure I'm on the right path.
You're on the right path.
we
You're-
will be sponsored by Coors.
You're doing okay.
We are asking to be railroaded.
I get
Yes.
that.
Stretch, I mean.
At some point, you guys will ride the silver bullet. Shameless plug.
Right up the middle finger.
Right up the middle.
So that's really all I've been up.
Okay,
If
good.
that's fine.
Glass, what have you been doing for the last week?
Well, Glass has been out for a week of pleasure. He's had maybe some foot massages. He's really been, living himself out.
Pushing the
He's-
whole I'm a noble now.
Yeah, he's a noble.
Yeah, okay.
He hasn't had this much money before. He's going to spend it.
Because yes, that is one thing that probably should be addressed is one of your party members is now the son of a duchess and a noble.
I still see him the same way, though. He's still,
Yeah.
you know.
It is impossible to say how little that Serin cares about that.
Yeah.
Because he grew up in
Well, it's
the
not so much
capital
whether or not
city.
you care; it's whether or not everybody else cares.
Does everyone else
But
care?
does everybody else care? Does everybody else give Glass what he's always wanted, which is attention?
But
Sorry, I spaced
here's
out,
the thing: is that
Who are you?
peace. The banks have been peaceful since Cobble's death. When you guys were trying to get to Swollen Point, not Glass, Stromile, Serin, and Zayne were trying to get to Swollen Point, right? You remember that? And it was dark out, and just chaos was reigning, and the shadow things were coming out of the darkness and killing things, and
Oh, yeah.
right in front of you.
Oh, what a night.
Yeah.
That has
yeah.
stopped.
That was back in late
Really?
December, I think.
Because nightly, the drow are now patrolling.
So that was
Awesome.
like
And they blend in too.
that was nightly entertainment.
But those on the banks are actually very happy that
They aren't being ripped apart.
they aren't being torn apart. There's not a curfew anymore.
I swear.
I'm just saying,
They're being
like,
torn apart, and now they're not being torn
Also,
apart.
within a week, another big event that has happened is that due to most of your aversion to slavery, the Baron has actually announced that within a fortnight, all slaves will be free.
Oh, really? And we
Oh,
actually
no.
got that to happen.
That definitely deserves
our
a name.
ogre.
No, he had a name, and I didn't write it down.
It was dog.
No, it wasn't.
No,
that wasn't his name.
Oh,
We
Well,
found
they-
out his
they
name
called
right
him
after he
dog.
And I
died.
didn't write it down either, so.
and one of us was editing podcast all day today, and he has forgotten.
But
what
he's
was
dead,
called.
so it doesn't
I
really
think it
matter.
started with an
No,
S.
no. I think we should name the law after him. I think that should be his law.
Yes.
Dogs, we'll just call it. We'll have to
No,
call it
don't
dog.
call him
No.
dog.
I didn't
That
even-
was literally his
Yeah, go
slave
back and
name.
listen. Go back and
That's
listen. We can't find out the
horrible.
name. We'll
The
figure
law-
this out.
That's like
next week.
calling like Roots Toby. You know?
We'll figure this out in a couple
You
of
don't call
weeks.
the movie Toby? That'd be horrible.
Canonical, the law, the characters know the name, so it's whatever that ogre's
Right,
name was.
right. It's that character's name's law.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
The ogre, the whipped ogre's name's law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we will
So
look
law.
that up and find out for next week.
That's right.
and then retcon that.
Hey, we're almost professional.
Almost.
Also, Glass had a concert.
Glass had a concert.
Glass had a concert.
All right.
I did not.
Yeah. You actually drew a very large crowd. People love your music. Not to mention the fact some
Yeah,
of
they
the
do.
other great musicians in Swollen Point joined you. It was one hell of a shindig.
What instrument do you play?
Well,
Oh God.
Oh no, is that the wrong question?
What was the wrong question?
mandolin, trumpet, drums, piano, and he sings a little.
Okay.
Now he didn't
Right.
say he sang well. He just says he sings
Okay,
a little.
you play those all at once, then Serin will be impressed.
Mage hand.
Yeah, you had a concert.
Here's some
attention.
attention.
But something that the rest of the party has noticed, Stromile, Serin, and Zayne, notice is that people are extremely nice to him. Everybody in the banks is very nice to Glass. Even when you're with them, they're very nice to Glass. They really don't acknowledge
Goody
your
two-shoes.
presence
That's awesome.
much at all.
I don't care.
They acknowledge Glass. It seems like they could give a rat's patootie for Zayne and Serin and Stromile.
And this is because he is now the child of a duchess. So really, you can just call him a bunch of glass kissers.
Very nice.
On that note, can I intentionally fail a perception roll so I don't notice that everybody's being nice to
No,
guys?
everybody notices. It's too damn easy. All right, so
great.
All right, Stromile, what have you been doing for a week?
Unless you nat one.
Stromile Swiftly here. Checking in. I have actually
Roger,
been
Roger.
enjoying myself quite a bit. The Baron Fitzstevens granted me with an infinite amount of wines and spirits.
Right, you have a running tab that you never have to pay for at the Gates of Hell, if I remember right.
Even though it sounds like a rough place, they treat me right, so I go there quite a
Everybody's
bit.
always in a good mood. You actually got into a drinking contest with the Lich, which was totally unfair to him because he doesn't have he can't stomach alcohol anymore.
He doesn't have a liver, does he?
He doesn't have a stomach.
I was about to say, you were so close. You know?
It's a part of the whole get up.
On the plus side, can't die from it.
Can't die. You cannot get alcohol poisoning. You still can, but because of your massive constitution. I said constitution.
I didn't say anything.
There was a look shared.
There was a
between
look shared between Zayne and Serin. But because of your massive constitution, massive throbbing constitution, I guess.
Stop it.
Hey, that was
Okay.
That'll have to be it.
Start
You're gonna
over.
have to edit that.
the name of the episode will be Massive Constitution.
Massive constitution. There you go. Because
I
of
like
that, he bowed to your drinking prowess. The rest of the bar, they just love you to death. In fact, the Yanti who runs the bar really likes you.
Oh, hello.
I think we know why, right?
Because he keeps buying drinks and she's making a ton of money on
Yeah.
it.
No, it was for the Constitution.
Well,
okay,
yeah,
jeez.
I noticed that
The massive
too.
I'm
No, she likes
It's
your
because he's
practical.
drinking so much
I'm
because
being
of the
practical.
because of the
That's
Constitution.
What about
Yeah,
it?
the coin. Baron Fitzstevens pays for all your drinks.
That's,
Oh,
what,
no,
that's
yeah,
what we
we
said. He has
already-
a running
we
tab that the
established
Baron's
it.
paying for.
Yeah.
No, you were supposed to give a big coin to the Yanti. That big coin that he gave you.
Yes, that's what the running tab's for.
Oh,
We're just gonna assume he did that.
Like I said, it's been a
I
week,
see.
and he knew what he was doing.
Thank you.
I thought
though.
Unless you want to role play that whole scene, in which case, we're still building up to what we're gonna do.
It takes
so.
2 seconds. Like, here, have a coin.
But you know what?
Beautiful storytelling.
I've noticed
I feel like I was there.
around town and
Hold on,
even
guys.
in the bar, what I've noticed is all these people talking about glass. And I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it. I don't know what's going on with it. No, don't get me wrong.
I don't want to hear about him
I
anymore.
love the guy. I love the guy. He's like a brother to me.
That'll get you free drinks everywhere else. Hey, I know glass.
But I've already got my
Whether
place
the rest of the world
established,
hates you.
and I'm good to go. But no, I have noticed this, and I don't know. It's making me kind of scratch my head a little bit. What's going on here? I understand, but he's still the same old glass to me. I've just been hanging out. I've been at the bar a lot. I've been just seeing the place, walking around the streets. I've got a lot of love in the streets.
Okay.
Stromile's got a lot of love in the streets.
So one of the things you've probably been doing, and what you have been doing, is actually crossing Swollen Point to go to the West Bank as well, because there are 2 banks to this river. The West Bank is a little bit more upscale than the East Bank. You don't feel very comfortable around there, but they do have some things that are a lot more fun. However, you get along better with the people on the East Bank.
They're my peeps.
Yeah. Okay, so, Serin, what have you been doing?
I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to make sure you got it. Actually, it's kind of interesting you said that we've been noticing glasses. Actually, Serin hasn't noticed that because he hasn't really gone out at all.
Actually, I have, because even in the keep.
I mean, even in the keep, he doesn't go out. And by that, I mean he spent a lot of time by himself, shut up in his room. He's digesting a lot. Because, again, adventuring was not something he wanted to do in the first place. And even though he put on a pretty brave face on it, he saw dozens of people get massacred. That's different from a monster. And they were charmed people. They weren't fighting because they wanted to, and it was pretty bloody. And he's not going to lie, he's a little sore at Aunt Ruth.
And technically, your hosts right now are the people who slaughtered those others.
On
top of that, you also saw dozens of people drowning.
Technically, I never
the
saw
boat.
that.
Yeah, you did. You were the only one that saw people.
He heard them, he didn't see them.
Yes, in fact, I rolled such a low perception check that I was not able to see them. You know this if you re-listen to the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, and even then, that was a tragedy caused by a monster. That's different from kind of like wanton slaughter, in which he was kind of in the midst of it. During the whole attack from the giant octopus, we were kind of just trying to stay on the boat and live. That's all we had a chance to think about, and it's been nonstop action since. This is our first downtime.
Right.
It's just like, wow, this is kind of awful. And he spent a lot of time studying his illusion magic and trying to figure out, using his divination powers, what what do we do? Where do we go from here? Where do I go from here? Type thing. So just a lot. And in fact, you guys haven't seen him much at all. Doesn't come out. No one's asked. You're all rude. You're going off drinking. You're setting your shield on fire. You're being a Danny boy. No one knows what
I would.
Yeah, I don't know what you expect, Serin.
Oh no, I expect that. I'm just so disappointed.
As Dungeon Master, I would say you are all dealing with what you witnessed and endured in that fight against Kaval, or as you perceive the fight against Kaval. It was actually the fight against the Jahi. But what you dealt with, what you endured during that, you're all dealing with in your own way. That's basically what you're saying.
Some people drink. Some people put on concerts.
True. By the way,
Some people meditate.
Some people reassess their
those
lives.
musicians that played with me in that concert, would I consider them good friends now?
You could.
How good were those musicians?
They don't really
Okay,
I would
consider
imagine
you a good friend, but they respect you.
And I will say this, Glass,
Okay.
you did put on a pretty good concert, man. Good job.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, I attended.
Oh, I didn't.
It
Me
was
neither.
cool.
Tickets were a little pricey.
Obviously.
I was,
Teen
al-
Elf
I
has
was
better
already
things
in
to
Well,
New York,
I
so
wasn't.
figured I'd
I wasn't
go
going
and
out
check it
anywhere,
out,
so
you
that
know.
would have been weird if I just showed up for his concert like I'm his mom. Question: was your mom there?
Was she there?
Yes, of course.
Oh, sweet.
Your mom showed up to your concert.
Hi, Mom!
And he sang the best, too, according to her. as well. Yeah.
And so did the entire the Drow contingent.
I had a cult
So,
following.
Nice one. I
This
like
is
that.
Stromile here. He's basically the Justin Bieber of...
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
Wait a
I can
minute,
actually
wait a
picture
minute.
that now that you said
Wait a
that.
minute,
I can
you're-
see it.
Wait a minute, Glass has talent, though.
Great.
Sorry,
there goes
Justin
another
Bieber,
sponsor.
another sponsor.
Yeah.
We lost Bieber money. I'm fine with that.
And all of his many, many fans who listen to the podcast.
Yep.
There's a lot of crossover between what were they?
Believers.
Believers and D&D fans.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Bieber of Arashana.
All right. So,
I already have my
Well,
own
that's
stage
how-
name.
that's how
You
he
guys
feels when we
commonly
talk about
call
this
me
with
by
people.
my stage name.
I figured we were just boring.
Oh, is Glass your stage name?
Yeah, a gentleman named Glass is his full stage name. It's like an artist formerly known as Prince.
Oh.
It's a gentleman named Glass. His real name is Ben.
Which only one person
Benjamin
has
Soren.
ever
Bend over.
referred to you in any way as Ben, and that was Fitzstevens, who called you Benji. Which
Yeah.
I'm sorely tempted to adopt that from him, but I'd hate to take his great pet name for you.
Let's do it. Stromile's in on that. I can
all
do that.
right. So where are you at right now?
Boy, Benji.
Just we'll start with Stromile, and then go clockwise. Stromile, where
I'm
are you
at
at
the
right
bar.
now? You're at the bar. Okay.
Same place he's been for the last week or so.
You're in your
Serin
room.
is in his room.
I'm walking down the street on the East Bank.
You're on the east bank.
I guess I would be in the vicinity of the bar, but I'm not.
Okay, so
I'm
you're,
walking. I'm
you're
walking
pretty close to the gates of hell. Just
Yeah,
okay.
that's where I like to operate.
I just stage dived into a crowd of people.
You're still doing a concert.
Yeah, I just stage dived though.
Wow. Okay.
This is a different
This is
concert.
like a
I assume.
9-day concert.
Yeah,
It's a benefit concert.
It's a benefit.
It's called Swallow Stock.
Well, if you think about it, the swamp has undergone recent deconstruction, so they need some money to revitalize it.
Right. And it's making a lot of money. All right.
It's a charity organization. Is what it's for. It's for charity.
You are at the bar, and Stromile, Zayne, you're right outside the bar. Mose comes bursting into the bar, and Jackson runs up to Zayne and says, pretty much, not simultaneously, but they say the same thing to each one of you, that you all needed, they want you back at the keep, pretty much now.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Then. So I will then immediately go outside. I see Zayne, and hey, did he take?
No, we
the
gotta
same
get
thing?
going. Let's
Yeah, we
let's
gotta
get back
go.
to the keep, man. We gotta get going.
All right.
All right.
Did you put your drink down? Because there are open
I actually have mine with
container
me.
laws
They're still
in
just
this
carry the
town.
tankard.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Wait.
This
Is
is
it a
like
tankard?
Bourbon Street and Beale
Oh,
Street.
yeah,
You
all
just
right.
walk
So,
around.
so feel free to bring it with
Yeah.
you.
All right.
No, just take the cat.
As you dive off the stage, you are caught by the Drow priestess.
Okay.
And she looks at you and says, "You need to go home now." And you look around and notice that your mother is gone.
Oh.
Must have been a bad.
Sure. I'm gonna like play myself out.
Whatever you have to do, I'll meet you back there. And as soon as you say that, Alondra disappears. Just she's gone.
She's
That's a good
better than
answer.
I am.
I need to find that spell. I like that.
I think it's called
It's not like she literally poofed into smoke. She just stepped back in the crowd and she was gone.
Ah, well, I'm gonna find the poof in the smoke spell. 'Cause that's way cooler.
Get poofy with it.
It's called fart.
I already know that spell.
All right. You are already in the keep. A knock comes to your door. Someone's knocking on your door.
Who is you?
They're not. They're being very respectful. I'm banging on the door. They're just knocking very respectful.
Serin opened the door.
Actually, didn't say anything. I'm just sitting there.
And you hear kind of a muffled voice through the door. Master Serin, you are needed down in the throne room.
Doesn't say anything.
Ooh. He's dead.
Nod if you can hear me.
He doesn't even nod.
Suit yourself. And you hear kind of, footsteps padding away from the door.
Didn't say that he's not gonna get up and go. Just didn't feel like it. So fine. Drags himself out of bed, and I'm gonna guess he probably looks like hell too. Because
If you've been holed up in there for a week.
Because elves ever look like hell.
True.
which is actually why it's so surprising.
Hell
Because
for
I'm
an
not gonna
elf.
say he's like well coiffed or anything.
Yeah, it's been
because-
a week, and he gets up, and he might have a 1.5 clock shadow.
Yeah, still actually wearing that same kind of just plain set of robes. Hasn't been washed.
Do elves
At
grow
all.
facial hair?
A little bit.
They can.
It's almost hard to see though because it
it's
matches
like-
their skin color
yeah.
really well.
Exactly.
And even though you haven't bathed in like a week, you still smell like jasmine because you're a freaking elf.
Are you counting the sewer we went through?
Yes.
Wow,
That is-
is a
wow.
superpower, is what that is.
I am impressed.
No, your clothes have been washed.
Okay,
You have at least
spell
changed your clothes once since that night.
Poof of prettiness.
maybe
Pretty.
once.
I would say just because you're an elf, it would have to be at least once.
Wait, do elves have some sort of clothing power that I'm not aware of?
No, I'm just
Okay,
saying
because
that.
I looked
Just out
really
of
hard.
sheer thing of
If I remember
being
right,
an elf.
elves usually have heightened senses, right? And one of them is smell. It would drive you freaking nuts to have sewer contaminated clothing on for a week.
That actually makes me wonder, how long did it take them to clean up the throne room? That must have been a real pain.
Yeah.
In fact, what does the throne... In fact, since I'm just going to go ahead and just walk straight down there, what do I see when I walk into the throne room? I'm assuming I
Actually,
get there
you
first.
guys are on pause for right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just you were announced that you needed to go. You were told you needed to go back to the keep and to the throne room. All right, and what was your? I'm sorry, Carl.
Nidianus.
Natty Light.
Natty Light. Nidianus.
I'm going to have to write this down.
Nidianus?
How do you spell that, please?
Nidianus.
Can I just call you
Nidianus.
Night?
Okay,
That is a name and a
Nidianus.
half.
Natty
that is a name and a half. Let me
Is
write
that
that
Latin
down.
or something? That seems Latin.
Sort of. I actually took it from
Sound like a Harry
different
Potter
game
spell.
of one of my other favorite characters,
20th
and then
anniversary.
just expanded
I know,
a
right?
bit.
There you go.
Base name was Nidus.
It kind of sounds like you just picked a lot of random
Check
letter
that.
tabs out of a Scrabble board. And
Yeah.
just been like,
I agree with that right there.
What is...
What?
Oh, from StarCraft. You have Nidus Canals.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't from StarCraft, but...
Should have been from StarCraft. That'd be great.
that's a cool
As long
sponsor.
as it's
many
the
great
original
names.
and not the frickin' sequel, because I still hate Blizzard for the sequel.
Yeah, it was
And
not
there goes the
great.
sponsor.
They
Sorry if my
tried
terrible
so hard.
handwriting is...
They gave us Hearthstone,
Okay.
which is a very good card game.
Sure.
It is.
Nidianus, you, to give a little bit into your backstory, because you don't have one.
Okay.
You were born and raised into the Duke's Guard of
Okay.
the Keep. Your father was part of the Duke's Guard. Your grandfather was. Your great-grandfather was. You were supposed to be part of the Duke's Guard until the Duke started acting like a weirdo. Like Caligula, basically.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So you were not very happy with that. You refused to join. Your only other out, the only other thing you were allowed to do because of the way that the keep was run, and the way the banks were run, was you could do one of two things. You could sell yourself to the regulators. Great
Which-
money, but short lifespan.
Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
A
Yeah.
bit.
Okay, well
the
then-
regulators are basically like the Black Watch.
Yeah, short lifespan.
See?
Night Watch, excuse me. Yeah.
I figured that. Well, okay.
The
well,
Crows.
Castle Black, the Night Watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have kind of a theme going.
Yeah.
Do I get to scream you know nothing?
Huh?
Do I get to scream you know nothing?
No.
No.
That's what.
No,
wild
because
things do.
you don't have red hair and you're not female.
Unless he does have red hair.
I don't.
And unless you want to make your character female.
Yeah, you
That's
can
up
make
to
your character. Well, if he makes his character female, he's not going adventuring with you because he's going to get to work in the keep.
Just as soon as I step outside the walls, just guys,
Well-
I'm transgender now.
You knew your father had died defending the keep at one point, not during the battle against Kabul, but actually.
Odds were pretty high.
It was actually in a previous battle versus the Drow Sisterhood, who had at one point in time tried to take the keep for themselves when they first came to the banks. Since then, your mother did not want you to join the battle since your father died, so she basically allowed you to become a stable boy, and that was your only other option. You get to take care of the steeds of the rest, both the regulators and the keep guard.
Okay.
That's not a bad job for one of the regulators too, because pretty much everyone we've met, save 3, have died at this point.
Right.
And one of them
And how
almost
many have
died,
you
except
met?
for our intervention. DM, I have a question.
I have an answer. Let's see
Can
if they match.
we do a spin-off, like cop show, like a buddy cop show called Stable Boy and Dandy Boy?
Oh, fun time.
Sure. Why not?
One horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I was about to say, you just changed the entire nature of the show.
Yes.
I know it's a spin-off. We'll record it after
Ambiguously
this.
they do.
I enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good. That was a hilarious bit. But anyway.
Back to your
I know
previously
exactly.
scheduled
Ace and
program.
Gary.
But I think hopefully it says soft enough that you can.
It's just Ace and Gary.
Huh?
Ace and Gary.
Yeah. I guess I could just say.
But do you know who did the voices? Stephen Colbert.
Colbert. Yeah.
One of his early roles.
Really?
What?
Man, that's gold.
It is gold.
Anyway, so for the last several years, you have been a stable boy at the keep. Now, you were there when you've been there the entire time the whole weird sex cult thing happened at the keep. However, your mother kept you away from them, so you did not become enraptured by the Jahi that had taken over Kabul.
Okay.
You were also in the stable when Stromile, Serin, and Zayne were creeping through the Beholder's sewers, the sewers that are patrolled by the Beholders. You knew that. As they were going through the sewers, getting ready to break into the throne room and take on Kabul.
Alright.
You were not there for that battle, but you have been there for the aftermath.
So I saw all
All the viscera.
yeah.
Right. Actually, you were part of the cleaning crew.
Oh.
How does your character feel about that, by the way? I'm actually kind of curious what sort of guy you are.
There was a little bit of stuff that I have yet to say that will probably explain that.
Oh, really? Well, now I'm curious.
Okay.
That's called a
So,
Turns out he's a germaphobe and he's scarred for life.
but since the
That is
great.
not it, but
that's 2 people start for life.
since the Duchess has taken the throne, and you only know her as the Duchess, you don't know who she is. She showed up like less than a year ago. You just know that now she is on the throne, and Drow have overrun the keep. In every position, every job that used to be filled by humans, half-elves, everything
all
else,
drow.
all drowned.
Even stable boy?
Even stable boy, you have been relieved of your position. You're allowed to stay in the keep, but you have been relieved of your position. They still have you on the stipend that you would have gotten. Your mother is still on the stipend she would have gotten.
Wait, are you
But-
sure you want to go adventuring? That sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta muck out the stables anymore. You can just chill.
But for the last
Also a reason I haven't said anything yet.
before the last week, you have just kind of been, and you were trained as an assassin. So being a stable boy kind of bored the living crap out of you.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Haha.
Thank you.
I got there.
But
I got there.
But not having a job at all and basically being confined to your quarters till they figure out what to do with you. It was just basically what you were told. That bores you even more.
Yeah.
Now on this day, 7 days after the death of Call, one of the drow comes to your mother's door, bangs on it. Mother opens the door. You overhear the conversation. Your son is needed in the throne room immediately.
Me? What do they want me for?
She looks at you and just kind of cocks her eyebrow and then looks back at your mother. Tell him to come to the throne room post haste or else. And then she turns around and leaves.
Well then, that was interesting.
And your mother looks at you, you better go.
Okay.
And she was, actually roll perception right quick.
That's a good start.
Good start, yeah.
Teens, that's 17.
Okay. Your mother, when she opened the door and the drow was standing there, all of the drow that have
I
been
can't read this die.
around.
I couldn't
choice for
see
a
what
die.
number that was.
Turns out he rolled a 35.
Hey, you rolled a 35. What the heck?
Like, what?
All the
It's a
drow that
27
have
die.
been wandering up and down the hall, especially where your room is and your little cabin, and the rest of the humans and stuff that used to be who ran the keep, they're all in jet black armor. That you can't see any seams in, but you can hear it clanking.
It's just a bunch of solid plates.
Right, with silver spiderweb filigree running all the way through it. And the weird part about that is that all of the filigree lines up. It literally looks like one big spider web over darkness, and it doesn't seem that the spider web doesn't seem to move when they're walking. None of the lines ever
It is just
come
there.
apart. It's there, and the armor is very fluid, and all of them are wearing purple sashes. So when
I'm glad you remember the purple sash part. I was
course.
waiting to see if you're
Yeah.
going to remember, because that's my favorite little mental detail about all these
Please.
cards. The little purple
Please.
sash.
You really think I was going to forget that? I made it up. Anyway,
What's the ogre's name?
I made that up off the fly. Leave me alone.
It was cool too.
I actually wrote down the purple sash thing. Anyway,
Not the name.
hey, that was
Character
kind of the
names.
heat of the moment.
Purple sash.
Anyway, when your mother opened the door and the drow was there, you saw her immediately start to tremble. She is scared to death of the things that are now running this castle,
Okay.
including the Duchess.
Okay.
And most of the people that you hang around with,
Wait, do I know the Duchess? It's good. I'm.
you've never met her. You don't even know who she is.
Okay. Fair enough.
All you know her as is
The Duchess.
The Duchess.
The Duchess,
And that's
okay.
usually how it's said. Oh God, I have to go see the Duchess.
The Duchess. No name, no face to associate with. Just
Nope. All you know
a
is
title. Just a title.
that since she's taken over, Drow have taken over the keep, and every human and half elf and gnome and anything else that was running this keep have been dismissed and confined to quarters. And the Duchess rules the banks. That's all you know.
All right.
So you've been told that you are to report to the throne room or else.
I guess we'll see what all this is about. Don't worry, Mother. Everything will be alright.
And she grabs your arm and gives you a hug and says, well, just be careful. We don't know what they're planning. Damn dirty elves.
Drow.
Another
Yeah,
monster boy.
I'll say I'm half elf.
Yeah, I was about to say, that means either both his parents are half elves or one of
No,
those
his-
parents was an elf.
Your mother's human.
Okay.
Oh, so it's that kind of hate, right?
A little jaded, maybe. Anyway, so you are all on your way you all get to the throne room. You guys walk in through the front gate to much fanfare.
Oh yeah.
The front gate opens up, the doors open up.
Is Mike there?
Because we're with.
Mike is there.
Yes. Oh,
Mike Blart has been reassigned to the keep.
I was about to say, he was at the other place.
Huh?
he got a promotion?
Yeah,
Good for Mike.
he is the only male guard at the keep now, and he's actually
Sweet.
the captain.
Sweet.
He deserved it. He put in a
Yeah.
lot of hours.
Yeah.
He needs a
This was
raise.
because what you guys told Fitzstevens about how nice he was.
I mean, he's better than
And how
guard
much you
number
like.
2.
He was better than guard number 2.
Guard
yes.
number 2
Yeah.
bit the
That guy was
dust.
Guard number
Guard
2 was
number 3 also died, I think, right?
All,
They were wearing
all the
red
guards
shirts.
died.
I mean, they knew.
Oh, well, those are the guards in the keep. This
Yeah.
guy was at
Is that another
the
sponsor
Baron's
lost?
castle.
But I have a request on my entrance.
Oh my.
Oh,
So- I just came from this concert, right? And I had just stage dived. Can I have them deliver me on a chariot of fans and just plop me down right in front of the gate?
How famous do you think
I
you are?
want you to
Very famous
roll charisma.
and very
Okay,
talented.
Actually, you got a performance thing, don't you?
Wait.
Well, I'm going to have him roll charisma. 'cause,
Wait, since Serin and I were already in,
Well, it's the same
key.
kind of role.
do we like get there first and then see him come in like this?
yeah, I'm going to say I'll get there about
That's
the
a
same
16.
Okay.
time. You get
Really
the chariot.
tempted to burn my
You
tiny
get the
roll
chair,
for this.
but it's not fancy.
I didn't want it to be a chair. I wanted it to be like a bunch of people.
Oh no! Oh, okay.
He wanted to crowd
Then
surfing.
no, then
Yeah.
He wanted to
you
crowd
don't even
surfing.
have to roll that. No, because
Then can I just get a normal chair?
had you
No, boat sailed on the chair.
you had to sneak out of the concert, or else they wouldn't have let you leave.
Oh,
That's a compliment.
I had to Andrew Jackson that.
Kind of. You had to sneak out the back. You had to do the
that
Blues
happened.
Brothers thing.
He almost died.
The band kept
yeah.
playing while
After his
while
inauguration.
you kind of
Oh, okay.
took off underneath the
I was
stage.
like, what? Is that like also the name of a music?
No,
person?
Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, right,
after
right.
his inauguration, a bunch of Americans were like, "Hey, we're gonna party at the White House," and he invited them in, and they almost like suffocated him.
You know, I'm going to point out the irony of you talking about how awesome Andrew Jackson was while wearing an NSU shirt.
Yeah,
Just going to throw that one right out there.
Yeah. You, Serin, because you're kind of down in the dumps, you're kind of dragging your heels, walking down.
Nidianus.
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 It is an N.
It isn't it? Okay. Nidianus, you're kind of dragging your heels because you have absolutely no idea what to expect.
Fair enough.
For all you know, you might be going to your death
Yes.
because you've never met the Duchess. They did say or else. And this is actually the first time you've ever been in the throne room.
Outside of cleaning it up.
I'm also an assassin.
Outside of
so-
cleaning up the viscera,
Let's not forget that.
the
Good times.
twisted and bloodied
The
remains.
viscera or the assassin part?
You were on the cleaning crew for that was the first time you'd ever been in the throne room, was having to
Okay.
clean up this bloody awful
Yeah.
mess
Ooh, don't forget all the burnt parts, too.
and the burn
And the
parts.
fire.
Yeah,
You're
stuff like
welcome.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you all converge on the throne room. The throne room is in impeccable shape. Much better. The cleanup didn't take very long because it was all marble.
I'm all thinking to myself,
However,
you're welcome for this.
because there was so much blood, the white marble floor is now kind of a reddish pink
that's okay.
because the blood soaked into the marble itself, and you can't get that out.
I was about to say, you never get that out.
I like some
Yeah.
pink.
So it is now it is more on the reddish side. It's more red than pink. I mean, it is almost. It's not
It's
crimson,
even worse.
but it's kind of bright red.
Gotcha.
Which actually gives the floor kind of an ominous look, especially now that the carpet running from the doors to the throne has been changed out from the gold and with purple highlights to purple with black highlights. So it's still a very beautiful looking throne room, all marble with columns and everything, very beautiful cathedral-like. It's just a little darker than it used to be. and the other thing that makes it a little bit darker is, although Mike is the captain of the guard and is outside and greeted you guys very happily, patted you on the back, good to see you. Well, at least you two, you were inside. He didn't get to talk to you.
And-
He didn't get to
and-
talk to Serin.
Stromile actually chest bumped him.
Yeah, and he was all about it. He was like, "Yeah, buddy."
Good old Mike.
Dude, Mike's great, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's like one of my best friends.
He's gonna die this session.
Yeah.
He probably. Well, that's why we get in our fun times now.
Oh
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's just like life, you know.
And he actually pulls Stromile to the side a little bit. And says, "Hey, did you ever cash in that coin?" And he starts winking at you.
You know I did, brother. You know I did.
No, I
Mike.
meant cash in the coin.
I don't know if I know what you mean. Or
You know what I mean?
My friend.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Any fist
okay,
bumps you
all
on it?
right.
Yeah.
It's funny because you still have no idea what he means.
I don't,
You
but I'm
just
gonna
keep
keep
doing it
going
anyway.
with
Roll
it.
perception.
Oh.
See if you can understand.
My goodness gracious.
I think he just got it.
Yes, because that is a wisdom-based thing.
He's actually all right with. Well.
Yep.
Nope.
He didn't get it at all. He's like, "Yeah, okay, all right," which is
I
fine.
got it.
I'm still enamored.
Yeah, you were.
I don't
you
think
were-
I did.
And
By
Mike,
wine and other intoxicants?
Yes.
Mike didn't notice that you didn't
see, I'm an enamored.
understand. He just wanted the fist bump. He thinks you guys are cool.
Okay.
Okay,
Mike's
so
kind of weird. No.
You're the one who
as you
I
were
don't wanna
coming
be
from
weird,
one of
didn't
the
he?
side doors into the throne room, kind of like one of the servants' doors, and as you come out of the servants' door, for the first thing you're going to see is a somewhat disheveled high elf
Okay.
coming down the stairs.
All right.
And by what I mean by somewhat disheveled is that his tunic is a little wrinkled.
That's pretty
Good
bad
news
for an
for
elf.
And he has baby stubble on his face, but literally baby stubble. I mean, it's soft and fine.
Cute.
Kind of like the stuff on your face, Carl.
thank you.
Anyway,
Peach fuzz?
Yes, like
yes,
peach fuzz.
a little bit of peach
Baby
fuzz.
stubble might be a good secret code name.
And
And funny because
I'll have to write that
peach
one.
fuzz
Baby
is
stubble.
not
and a
fuzzy
good
at
band
all.
name. Good band name.
No, dirt.
Baby,
Baby
stubble.
stubble.
Is not
If
fuzzy
anyone takes
at
that
all.
from us, we will sue. Unless
Exactly.
You pay us royalties.
We're calling rights. You see him. You see. You don't know his name, Serin, yet, but you see this high elf walking down the stairs. The Duchess is sitting on the throne, and as you look at the Duchess, she does not look imposing at all. She's kind of relaxing, has a smile on her face. She's talking to a drow priestess who is dressed like a priestess.
Alright. Like, think to myself, like, well, finally have a face to put with this title.
Right. Serin, as you're walking down the stairs, you see. Did you give any physical characteristics to your?
Okay, I'm about 5'10". Kind of like a light brown hair.
Light brown. Okay.
Thin, but not impoverished thin.
So basically, elvish.
I guess so.
Yeah,
You
you're
never
an
find
elf
a-
with brown
You don't
hair.
find a fat elf.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't
Is that a side quest?
find a fat elf.
Find the fat elf.
That's an achievement right there.
That sounds like a spy game.
He's actually
You have to go meet the
Scottish.
fat elf at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Give you the information.
He's actually a Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish. But anyway, what? Your guy's Scottish?
No.
Oh,
the
okay.
Fat elf. Fat elf.
Okay. Don't say he's Scottish, because then you have to use the accent.
Yeah, and we.
Oh, I got no problem with that.
No.
All
That
right.
was not Scottish.
Holy, no, it wasn't. That was
like.
I got
told you
no
we didn't
problem
want to
with
go down
that.
That's
that
like
road.
drunken
Leave
Welsh.
that part in where I said no.
yeah.
I got
say
no problem with that.
All right, well,
That was like an Irish Russian.
Yeah, I
you
know.
can just use your voice. Yeah, you can just use your own voice. That's fine.
Sort of an Irish brogue.
Leave
Work
the
on it, honestly.
leave the accents to the pros. All right.
Okay.
This is why I don't do a character voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, as you're walking down the stairs, you see a fairly normal height half elf coming out of the servant's door. But as he enters, you do see some of the drow guards snap their head. Just look over at him with a little bit of derision, a little bit of malice. But they're not moving.
I was gonna like. Do I notice this,
Oh yeah,
I figured I would.
because their heads moving echoes because they're in.
If I just walk in the room now, all eyes are on me. Like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of put my hands in my cloak a bit. I'm actually like kind of thumbing the hilts of my rapier.
Okay, you see him fold his arms, but he's got them folded so one arm is underneath the other one instead of just hand over hand, forearm over
There you
forearm.
go.
While everybody is staring at him, but you both notice that the Duchess, who you know is Ruth, she
My
kind
least
of
favorite, Aunt Ruth.
she kind of glances over at the young man who everybody else is looking at, and then she glances to you and nods at you both, and then goes back to talking to the priestess. As this is happening, both of you notice the doors come flying open, and Glass comes in first, one hand raised high, the other hand out in front of him, kind of doing a little whip thing as he comes in the door. Stromile is second, shaking his head.
Thank you.
I'm like,
Yes, thank
oh no, what is
And
this?
Zayne is following behind, just head bowed. just going,
Eyes closed.
eyes closed, head bowed.
Done.
You're not even shaking your
done.
head at this point. You're just going, I'm trying not to throw up, is what you're trying to do. As they walk in, after the sun glare, because it's very dark. I mean, it's just torchlight. There's no windows in this place. The doors open, massive amounts of sunlight, kind of blinds you guys a little
Yeah.
bit. But as your eyes adjust, you recognize the first person. The only thing you know him by
Everybody
is
knows my
a gentleman
official
named
title.
Glass.
Oh, okay. So I have seen him perform. Okay.
You have seen him perform before.
I was
You've
like-
seen the circus that you used to be. You were actually a
Yeah.
fan of the circus he was a part of when you were a child.
Would he
were a
have
fan-
known about
well,
the whole, like, him having to flee the city because of satirizing the Duke? And
Actually,
he worked for.
Actually, no, he did not, because his mother kind of sheltered him from all of that.
okay.
You're lucky.
Thus, the reason why he was also not caught up in the spell that the Jahi was actually spinning.
Okay.
You mentioned he's the first person, so is that like his official title, like the first woman or the first lady and the first husband? His title is now the first person.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
That'd be great.
A gentleman named
Actually,
Glass, the first person, Dandy Boy, Benji.
Actually, his title would actually be Prince.
Even worse.
That was character.
However, if you were going to call yourself anything by Prince,
Yep.
if you have to go by Prince, you actually have to use your regular name.
Nope.
That was the edict. That was the edict by the Baron.
Prince Ben.
Is
Prince
that if
Baron.
you were going to use your title at any point in time, you cannot call yourself Prince Glass. It has to
Did
be.
he put out like
Prince
an official
Benjamin Sword.
edict
Yes.
to everyone? Man, he really wants to
Nice.
mess with you. I love that. He just put out an edict to say no.
Look, like I'm just going to
You cannot be
take
Prince
you
Glass.
hold
You have
dear
to be
and
Prince Benjamin Sword.
rip it away from you.
We are in the middle
You
finger.
can continue to call yourself Glass,
Right up.
Yeah.
but you cannot call yourself Prince Glass.
Wait. Please tell me you don't refer to yourself in third person.
No. What?
Go ahead.
Sometimes. Oh,
He likes to tell us what his title is, but he never refers to himself
right.
in that manner of
mentions it quite a
speaking.
bit.
Yes, he does.
He's proud.
All right. So everybody is now in the throne room.
Says Stromile, the wrestler. Ew.
Speaking of that,
As you
don't get yourself put in a
as
chicken wing.
you five now approach the throne, Ruth stops what she's doing, stops talking to the priestess, and looks at all of you going, just brow furrowed, not in a mean way, but in more of a curious way. Can I help you?
You rang. You called. You sent.
She looks at the priestess, and I called them. And the priestess looks at her and goes, no, the Baron did.